Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we take different seeds, that of the chili, tomato, or the mango, and sow them in the same soil. If we chemically analyze each seed, it will have the same 5 great elements. The soil in which it is sown, it is a common factor. And yet, out of the chili seeds, tomatoes never come out. Out of the tomato seeds, mangoes never come out. Now what is that which creates a variety in the composition of the same 5 great elements? This is the question. See? So here our scriptures tell us that although all the seeds are made out of 5 elements, yet there is a difference in terms of the tendencies imprinted on those seeds. For example, if we take a CD, now when you take a CD, from outside it looks the same. And then it happened recently in US, there were some VCDs which I had taken from here, and the manufacturer, he did not print on that video CD. So they were mixed up with other CDs. And they were sold as audio CDs. Now those people will buy that and put in their audio CD player. It will not play. And they say this is bad. So we have discarded a whole lot of few hundred CDs. Because it is all useless rubbish. So I kept it aside. Then there is a friend of mine, I said, hey, you just check because I don't have time. Maybe it is some other different format. And then she checked in her computer. The computer has got that facility to sort out whether it is audio CD, it is video CD, it is a MP3 or it is a DVD. And then it came out to be a video CD perfectly well. Now what is that which made the difference? Is the format. So formatting of the different seeds is called as technically the swabhava, the inherent tendencies. And because of these inherent tendencies, there is a difference. Now this difference is seen in this world according to our scriptures in 4 different manners. Here Bhagavad will be telling 3, we will go into that. First, we should understand. Those who are predominantly knowledge oriented and little bit of activity oriented and almost negligible matter or laziness oriented, such people are designated, classified as Brahmins. Second category, those who are basically dynamic, with a touch of unselfishness, sattva guna, and with a little more importance of the matter. Such people are classified as Kshatriyas, the second class. The third class. Some people are extremely dynamic, but not much of knowledge or charity or sacrifice, then all selfishness and a lot of importance for the world. Such people are called as Vaishya. Kshatriyas and Vaishyas both are dynamic. Kshatriyas are working for the welfare of the whole, and the Vaishyas are working for their individual selfish growth. Both of them demand action. And the fourth category, who are predominantly tamasic, there is zero level of sattva knowledge and little bit of rajas activity. All government servants fall in this category. That is called as the Shudra. Who is a Shudra? Shudra means the one who is constantly crying. See? For everything there is a complaint. They will not work. So, what is that which makes a difference? It is the Swabhava. And how this Swabhava is developed? It is developed in our earlier existence, what we have done during that period. See? There was a couple, they had 4 children. The eldest one was very contemplative, quiet. The second was dynamic and doing a lot of things for everybody. The third was a great trader and all the time involved in earning money and welfare of the family. And the fourth one joined some job. Parents are the same. Now what is that? Out of the same pair of parents, 4 different types of children have come out. It is only because of these impressions that every soul, every jiva carries from his or her last life. And this is called the Swabhava. And this Swabhava determines our performance in the present life. And therefore here the teacher says, Sattvan Rupa Sarvasya Shraddha Bhavati Bharata. Now Sattva means what? Sattva means, here is another deep understanding. Consciousness is knowledge. Mind is knowledge. Both of them. Now what is the difference between the consciousness as knowledge and mind as knowledge? The difference is, mind as a knowledge is that knowledge which is influenced by the impressions on the mind. And consciousness is that knowledge on which there are no impressions. Take for example, to make this point. There are 2 surfaces on which reflections take place. One surface is the photofilm and the second surface is the mirror. Now what is the difference between the two? The photofilm is the reflecting surface where the impressions are held. And mirror is the reflecting surface where the impressions are not created although there is a reflection. In the same manner, when our interaction in this world does not allow any impressions to be precipitated on the surface of knowledge, then we are functioning through consciousness. And when we are interacting with the world, and as a result of the interaction, if impressions are gathered, we are functioning through the agency of the mind. See? Very clear. Therefore, all the spiritual practice is only this. Interact live in this world in such a manner that do not allow any impressions to be formed on your mind. And when we are living in this world in this manner, what will happen? We will live through this world without gathering any impressions. Be very attentive. And when we others lived through the whole life without gathering any impressions, there will be no seed. And if there is no seed, there is no next birth. It is something like the roasted gram. When you roast the seeds, the gram, what happens is the nutritive value is maintained, but the germinating ability is arrested. To make us understand this principle, this is the 17th chapter. So, Sattvan Rupaha Sarvasya, everyone in this world is carrying the load of his own Swabhava, which he has created and gathered in his last incarnation. Therefore, in 6th chapter we have seen, there Arjuna's question was, O Lord, those who are doing the yoga abhyas, and as a result of this yoga abhyas, he should have realized the truth, but before the realization of the truth, he was knocked off. Now what will happen to such a person? Because when he was practicing yoga abhyas, he could not enjoy the world, and because he could not realize the truth, so he has neither realized the truth nor enjoyed the world. He only suffered or what? There Bhagavan says, no, it will not go waste. Then in the next life, when that person is again born, he will be carrying all the impressions from the last life. And as a result of which, Srimatam Shuchi Nam Gehe Yoga Bhashto Bhi Jayate. So according to the impressions, Swabhava, that person is born in pure rich families. Therefore, those who know this principle and accept it, they will never be jealous of the rich people. See? The other day I was in US and one family was telling me, Swamiji, we are so tired over here, we don't know what to do, we are thinking of coming back to India. I said, wherever you will go or not go, your child has this prarabdha to be born in this country and grow in this country wild. And your prarabdha is to bring that child and suffer. You cannot change. So, Srimatam Shuchi Nam Gehe Yoga Vrashto Bhi Jayate. Or, Athava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. If that seeker was practicing yoga sadhana without anything in his mind that I want to have the siddhis and the powers and I will do this, I will do that, he doesn't have that. He only wants to know the truth. Such a person is born in the great families and there he continues his spiritual practice. In short, our present manifestation is a continuation from our last lifestyle. And therefore, all spiritual practice means cleaning our impressions from the mind. And cleaning of the impressions from the mind is called as removing the swabhava, changing the swabhava, so that the swarupa can be manifested. See? This is all. And therefore, sattva nurupaha sarvasya shraddha bhavati bharata. Arjun, in this world, everybody is born with those impressions. And according to that, one's shraddha is. Shraddha means nishtha, foundation on the basis of which we start living our life. So, sarvasya, there is no exception. So, every one of us who is born in this world have a foundation on which we are working. And thereafter, the teacher declares a principle, a doctrine, a philosophy, a phenomena. What is that? Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. Yoya shraddha sa eva saha. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. Everyone is shraddha maya. Like Gujarati coffee is sugar maya. See? South Indian coffee is coffee decoction maya. Punjabi coffee is milk maya. Isn't it? Maya means prachurya, where that particular thing is maximum. So every one of us, whatever we are, is what are the impressions that we are carrying in our mind. See? And therefore, saints and sages never condemn anybody. Because every one of us is born in this world in a process of purification. If you understand this principle, your life will change. What is the principle? All of us are given a set of experiences. All of us are given a particular situation to live and grow only for one purpose. And that is so that your mind is cleaned of all the impressions. That is the purpose. Like we take the clothes and throw them into the washing machine. Now when the clothes are thrown in the washing machine, and then hot water, and then all kinds of detergents, and revolving at a very high speed, like this. And by the time you get like this, again you start the other way around. Again you start the other way. And the one who has put the clothes there watches from there. Oh, suffer. No. We give this treatment to the clothes for what? So that we can reuse them. Lord is not a cynic. He is not a sadist. Every one of us is given a kind of environment so that we purify ourselves. Why we should purify ourselves? So that He can use us. Please remember, we have no purpose. We have nothing to achieve in this world. Only one thing to be done. Become a fit instrument so that He can pick you up and fulfill His purpose through us. That is all spiritual practice. Don't imagine that I want God realization. Save God. What will you do with God realization? Suppose the God comes and stands before you. What next? Bhagavan will say, Acha, dekh lo. Like one day, one person came in Jaipur. Swamiji, I have come for your darshan. Dekh lo, haan. After some time I told, now do. देख लिया? Now इधर से देख लो. Now I'll turn back. What next? See? Many times you have got this funny notion that, Swamiji, please bless me. Suppose I bless you. What next? See? I want all powers. Okay, I give you a power. What is that power? That you touch anything and it becomes gold. Then, touch wood. I don't wrongly use it and you become gold. Therefore, friends, please remember, Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. Every one of us in this world is what we have gathered the garbage in the last life. There was a person, an executive, CEO. So, he packed his briefcase, small bag, went to Delhi in a 5-star hotel. And when he entered his room, so dirty smell here. These people take money, but it's so dirty smell. He called that management, scolded, did everything. And next day he has to leave. Finish his job and went to the airport and Calcutta. Another hotel. Again the same unique smell. What is this dirty smell? Here also. He visited 4 places: Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai and Bombay. He was from Bombay. A Bombay Sindhi he was. He came. And again the same thing. So when he went home, he complained to his wife, I don't know what happened. I went to 4 places in last 4 days. Everywhere the same dirty thing. Now I feel very comfortable after having come home. And then wife sincerely, a rare specimen, opened the bag so that things can be thrown for washing. And she opened, that dead rat was in his bag. See, all of us are carrying that dead rat. And as a result, we stink. And we blame the world. Think. If we are a fit instrument, the Lord will use us. Therefore, when it is said, Shraddha Mayoyam Purusha, it is the statement telling us that if we are unliked by the world, if the world discards us, there is a dead rat inside. Remove that. And for that purpose, we are sent in this world. But instead of that, you give a company for the rat. One more rat you put. Poor rat was all alone. Let me add one more. Therefore, friends, Shraddha Mayoyam Purushaha, as is the foundation with which we begin our life journey. Shraddha Mayoyam Purushaha. So, as is the Shraddha, so is he. So, Yoya Shraddha Sa Eva Saha. Now, if I am born predominantly with the Sattva, I will be having a different disposition. I'll tell you 1 or 2 examples about this. When I was studying, there was one small child. His name is Hari. Now he is a software engineer, married and suffering. So, when he was a boy, maybe about 4 years or so. So, that time, what happened? He was there where I was studying. And he will come with me. Swamiji, I want to go with you. I said, you will disturb. Please don't. Unnecessarily, Swamiji, I want to go to bathroom. I want mommy. I said, I am not here to babysit you. If you want to come with me, wherever I am going, I'll sit and study. You be quiet. Okay, Swami. So I'll go somewhere nearby, a mile or so distance, sit below a tree, nobody to disturb. Then I will take my Bhagavad Gita, Shankar Bhashya, study, prepare notes, understand everything. 3 hours, 4 hours I am doing that. And that child will sit in one posture without asking anything, without talking anything, without going for shushu, quiet. For us, when we sit for the satsang, see? Now, where from that faculty has come in that child? Shraddha Mayoyam Purushaha Yoya Shraddhaha Sa Eva Sa. This is the meaning. Now, there are some children you must have seen. When they are in the womb of the mother, they kick so badly from inside. Those mothers, some of them may be having the experience. One Amma told me, Swamiji, I don't know what happened, I am getting so much kicks from this fellow inside. I feel so uncomfortable. I said, wait, it's preparing you. पहले अंदर से फिर बाहर से. Children are the debtors to whom you have not paid in your last life. So they come in this life and take away every pie that you have not paid them. So, such people, some children, right from childhood, extremely dynamic. And third kind of children. Will you please do this thing for mummy? Yes, mama, I will start the washing machine. But what will I get? You will get $1. Good. Then I will do that. So right from childhood, he starts doing business with everybody. Isn't it? Shraddha mayoyam purusha. Nobody starts teaching them. And some people are like the bullock moving in circle in that teli where the oil is extracted. No independent thinking, no dynamism, no selfishness, only a Dumbo. Living because he doesn't have inspiration to die. Shraddhamayoyam purushaha yoya shraddhaha saeva saha. So all of us what we are is living our life on the foundation of what we have gathered in our last life. Now, there are three types of shraddhas Bhagavan has told us. One is sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. Now here, when these descriptions are given, they are to be understood in the right spirit. Please remember, we are all in a school, in a class, learning for ourselves. Spiritual life, adhyatmic life, living life scientifically means you are learning. Don't bother about the world. Like when we go to the school and the teacher is teaching, suddenly you don't raise the hand. Sir, yes, that student has not understood. Have you understood? Yes, you shut up now. Don't worry about others. In the same manner, what we will be told here, let us not try. Tamasic Shraddha, Arey, this is like my mother-in-law. Don't do that. This is what most of us do. So these are the guidelines to see what are our dispositions and then accordingly start changing yourself. So all our spiritual practice is changing the earlier impressions and removing all the wrinkles from our mind. What are the impressions? Impressions are not like a book on the lap. No. Impressions are like the crease or the wrinkles on a cloth. See? When you put on a shirt or a lungi, squeezed out, and then put it on that tap, so that after you dry up, you put it on the line properly, and as you are realized, you have forgotten. And then that lungi remains there itself till the next day. So next day when you take that lungi, it is in a Bharatanatyam posture. And when you put on that lungi, it is so ugly and awful. So what is to be done? It is not a dirty. There are uncalled for wrinkles. So what we do? We take an iron box, istri, which is hot, and then we move that. So the wrinkles disappear. Now where do the wrinkles go? Find out. In the same manner, all our lifestyle is to remove these impressions, which are nothing but the wrinkles on knowledge. Wrinkles born out of sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Now, when the wrinkles are very bad, we don't want to put it on. Sometimes, these dhobis, when they do the ironing, they are very smart. I get that many times. So, they will fold the whole lungi and only the portion which will be seen by you, only that portion they will iron and give. When you open, one patch is ironed and other is horrible. Now there is a third type of wrinkle on the same cloth, which is properly done, like the crease on the shirt. It is also a wrinkle, but it adds beauty. See, in the same manner, all our spiritual practices removing the wrinkles from the mind, wrinkles of impressions. Now, to understand what types of impressions, shraddha we are carrying, so that we can change ourselves. And the process of change demands a sequence. What is the sequence? First, it is extremely easy and natural to be lazy. When my father has earned so much, why should I work? So I want to lead the life like the Western people. I will have freedom, I will do this thing, I will do that thing. But Western young children do it after earning their own money. They don't spend their baap's money. See? There they work. Here, our children, they want to have the Western life at the cost of the father's money. So they take from both sides. Indian side, free money. Western side, West money. So, laziness is natural. So the first step in removing the impressions from our mind is the removal of impressions, predominantly that of the tamoguna. And that is done by invocation of the rajas activity, dynamism. See, there was one boy, Gujarati boy, I really love him. He went to some other country and I was staying with his sister and he was also there. So, he was not coming for the lecture. He said, Swamiji, excuse me, I cannot come because I got my job. I said, it's okay, doesn't matter. And then one day, while taking food, he told me his story. He said, Swamiji, I came to my sister. One day gone without earning, eating free money, food from my sister and brother-in-law. Secondly, every additional day was making me uncomfortable. So I told her, if within 7 days I don't get a job, I will stop eating food or I will do any job. On 8th day, when he didn't get any job, proper job, he went and joined a street cleaning company. Took the jhadu in the hand and clean, wash all the roads. He says, Swamiji, therefore I was not getting time. I said, very good. I got up, I hugged and kissed him. He said, Swamiji, what happened? I said, there is blood which is flowing through your veins. There is no Coca-Cola which is flowing through your veins. See, a person who has little bit of self-respect will never lead a lazy life of unproductive existence. Such a person will come out of the tamoguna and get established in dynamism. But that is not the end. Then we have to get out of the dynamism and get established in the purity, the knowledge, the inquiry, the truth, the goal, something higher to be achieved. So this is the sequence. Get out of the tamoguna by activity, get out of the activity by understanding, and get out of the understanding by standing under the wisdom. This sequence is indicated in this 4th verse onward. यजन्ते सात्विका देवान् यक्ष रक्षांसि राजसाः प्रेतान् भूतगणांश्चान्ये यजन्ते तामसा जनाः. I will not give you the traditional translation that you can always read. Yajante satvikaha devan. Those who are of the sattvic disposition. See, please understand these three terms. These are technical terms. Sattva means knowledge orientation. Rajas means dynamism orientation. And tamas means matter or laziness orientation. These are the three orientations which propel us in the worldly activities. Now first, satvikaha devan yajante. First principle. Those who are predominantly sattvic, knowledge oriented, they propitiate gods. I'll first of all translate in a simple manner and then I'll explain you in a complicated manner. You know, the more complications you can create, the more intelligent you are. That's what people think. So, Devan Satvikaha Yajante. Second is, so the Sattvikas, the knowledge-oriented people, they propitiate gods. Which gods? Those gods like Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Shiva, Bhagwan Ganapati, Bhagwan Surya and the Shakti Mata. These are the five, I am telling you some little bit traditional also. These are the five accepted manifestations of God. This is according to our Vedas. This is called as the Pancha Devata. Devata Panchakam as it is called as. These are five authentic, accepted representatives of the God. One is Vishnu. The followers of the Vishnu are called as the Vaishnavas. Second is the Shiva. The followers of the Shivas are called as the Shaivas. The third, those who are the worshippers of the Ganapati, Ashtavinayak, they are called as Ganapatyas. The fourth, those who are the followers of Lord Sun, they are called as Saurya. And those who are the followers of the Shakti, the mother, they are called as the Shakta. So, these people who are of knowledge orientation, they propitiate this divine manifestation, and this is how from that we can know that we have predominantly sattvic aspect in us. Now the second thing, yaksha rakshamsi rajasaha. Now among the devas, these are all technical things, please remember them. You know, in our Hindu religion, we are told that there are 33 crores gods. Now, why this wrong information is propitiated, passed on to the world? Because of the wrong translations. When it is told 33 koti, original word is koti. Koti does not mean crores only. Koti means classes. Like we say, Pandit Bhim Chen Joshi, he is a great musician of highest koti. Uच्च koti ke gayak hai. This is the Hindi word. The koti means class. So there are 33 classes of gods which are maintaining the total creation. So there are 12 Adityas. There are 12 types of sun gods, 12 Adityas. Then there are 8 Vasus, 12 plus 8, 20. Then there are Ekadasha Rudras, 11 Rudras, those who are the destroyer of the world. And there are 2 Ashwini Kumaras, it makes 33 classes. So these all fall in the category of the gods. Now, these Yaksha and Rakshasas, they also fall in the category of gods. Who are these Yaksha and Rakshasas? Yaksha are the treasurers of the gods. In that, Kubera comes one. And the Kubera is supposed to have 3 legs. Why? Because rich people always have a stick in their hand. 3rd leg. Rich people. So, Kubera, Yakshas and Rakshasas. You know, Rakshasa is a very technical term. How this word is born, Rakshasa? The original word is Sakshara. Sakshara means educated. When you read the word Sakshara the other way around, it becomes Rakshasa. Means all educated illiterates are called as Rakshasas. They are very well educated, but they don't know where to apply their education. They have got all the wealth, but they don't know where to use that wealth. Whether this wealth is to be used for the betterment of the people and the society or for the destruction, and so that I can get more money out of that destruction. When I destroy something, then there will be rebuilding, and then there will be contracts, and then I will get my contract, and suppose I spend money to destroy $1 million, I will get $10 million. This is the attitude of the Yaksha Rakshasas. You understand, I hope. So, they are the Rajasic Shraddha. This is how they have lived. Every time, only earning, dynamism, activity, etc. For that, they will always be propitiating this. Now the third, Pretan Bhutaganan Channe Yajante Tamasa Janaha. And the third, Anne Tamasaha, they propitiate Preta, Bhuta, etc. I don't know whether you came across or not, but there are different types of levels of life. What we see is not all life. There are 14 different levels of life. And in that, one level of life is called as Preta. Preta means what? Somebody died when the desires were not fulfilled in an accident or killed, etc. Such a person, when he dies in this manner, he enters the Preta Yoni. And in that Preta Yoni, he doesn't get the body, gross body, but he has got all the desires. So what such a soul does? He is in search of a weakling. And then he goes and overpowers and enters that weakling. And then starts ruling and experiencing through that body. Such life is called as Preta. Now such people, those who are tamasic, they invoke all these lower life strata. Preta, Bhuta, Gana, etc. Bhuta Gana also means matter. So those who are tamasic people, they will be all the time thinking only in terms of material gains. So these are the 3 understanding of what kind of foundation we have, according to which what is our lifestyle. Now this was a traditional thing I told you. Now let us apply it in our life. First, Yajante Satvika Devan. Those who are sattvic, knowledge oriented, their life is no more indulgence oriented or accumulation oriented. They are pursuing something higher in life. And what is that higher in life? Either they will study, or they will study the scriptures, or they will spend their time in knowing the truth. In this manner, their life has a total different orientation. Recently, I went to Alandi, and there, in one ashram we visited, I told the Prophet the other day, and there are small children studying Vedas. From age group 8, 7, 6, 5, like that, up to 10, 12, 18, 15. And the children come at that age, properly selected, whether they are qualified or not, after proper interview, and then they are taught. And those children, small, now they are sitting with a dhoti and the shawl and with a dish antenna. You must have seen there is normal an antenna, but in some tradition they have got a dish first and then antenna. And with that, they will be sitting and they will take their Vedas which are taught to them. Om Sahasra Isha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Ishvato Prutva Atyatishtat. Now everybody cannot do that. See? So those who are knowledge oriented, they alone can follow this path. And that is why when we force our children, no, you must become a doctor. Mom, I don't like that dirty business. What is a doctor? Who hates health? Is a doctor. He is very happy among the unhealthy people. The moment somebody miserable comes, right. I don't like that. That is smell all around. No, beta, we have got a big hospital and we have maintained patients only for you. Now what will happen to this whole hospital? So somehow or the other, we will pay donation and get a stamp for you. Then you become MBBS, then MD. Why they drop the A in between, I don't know. And thereafter, you get a stamp. And then don't worry. Then we will employ the qualified doctors who run the business. Look here. I am not imagining people are doing that way. So when you spend 20 lakhs to get admission, do you think medical becomes a noble profession? It becomes a legal profession. No more a noble profession. So when we force to that child who doesn't want that, and he is interested in music, he is made a surgeon, and the patient has come, and he is on the operation table, and he takes the scalpel and whatever. Now what shall we operate? The nurses will say, Doctor mad ho gaya. It's gone mad. Doctor, this is the time to operate. Okay. No, but we have to operate the thorax. We have opened the abdomen. Wow. See? Because the foundation in him is different. But we compel the people to follow what we want. And this is how we create problems for our children. This is what we have to learn. See? Therefore, first, Satvika Devan Yajante. Then, Yaksharakshamsi Rajasaha. Now, those people who are extremely dynamic, now to those people we take, come and do meditation. And they want to do meditation. What is that meditation? They can't sit quiet one moment. Then I have to teach meditation or teach meditation and earn money. Then I say, now we will have a dynamic meditation. See? Idea is earn money. See, Yaksharakshamsi Rajasa. Such people, they practice spirituality as a business. The other day, I was in Baroda Management Association, and they have called me to deliver a lecture on um, business and spirituality. And the question was written, is it possible on the blackboard there, when I was entering, is it possible to practice business and spirituality together? So that was the topic I had to talk. I said it is very simple. Make spirituality as a business, like most of the people do. You can have both the things. Do spirituality for others and business for yourself. Yaksha rakshamsi rajasaha. Such people, when they enter any field, they only think in terms of earning. See? Now, the third type of people, who are the tamasic. Now, what the tamasic do? They pretan bhutaganan jajante tamasa janaha. What is the preta bhuta? Be very attentive. Preta bhuta is a backdoor entry. See? Others are not able to see. And you have invoked a ghost, a preta, who does everything for you. And on the basis of that power, what you have earned through doing the bhuta preta sadhana, you get your things done by wrong means and by the backdoor entry. Whether I am qualified, whether I deserve, whether I am bypassing the qualified people, no. Such people are tamasic. They don't care for anything except how I can get everything free. They are not ashamed to get things free in life. Friends, one day I was somewhere after my lecture was over. There was one student who learned from me. And he came and asked me, Swamiji, I will be going out. Please give me one personal advice which I will follow in my life. I said, I will tell you, but you will follow or not, God knows. What is that? You shall not take meals on that day when you have not served the society. And you serve the society with your expertise. And what is your expertise? You have studied scriptures. It is your responsibility that you talk about the scriptures free to anybody who comes to you. That is your service to the society. Don't worry how many people will come. Without that, you have no right to eat food. Once you make some principle in your life, you will never lead a life of non-creative existence. Friends, please remember, we have to create wealth. Creation of wealth is not trading. Creation of wealth is bringing out the best in you so that you can convert the raw material into the consumable goods. That is what is called as a real creative existence. But instead of that, these tamasic people, pretan bhutaganaschane yajante tamasa janaha. But they want everything free by wrong means. No. Now these are the three advices Bhagavad Sri Krishna gives us to lead a meaningful life. First, graduate and conquer that tamasic disposition in you by committing that I have to produce wealth in my whole life. I'll give about this one example. One friend of mine is in Bangalore. I never knew him. Who is he? His wife used to come sometime for Satsang. And they are South Indians. Because his wife was brought up in Bombay, she knew Marathi. One day I was called for food. So for food I can go even to hell. What of the people? So I went. And when I went, when they were South Indians, so I started in English. Now she started in such a chaste Marathi. I was so surprised. I said, hey, are you a crossbred or what? Tamilian and Marathi. No, Swamiji, I am a Tamilian, Pakka, but I am born and brought up here. Therefore, I know Marathi very well. Very well. And that time he has finished his job, retired. So he told me, Swamiji, now I am retired, I have nothing to do. So I want to come and help you and join you. I said, you want to come and help me and join me? First thing, don't come. That is the highest help. Then, I am ready to do any work in your ashram. I said, that is a terrible torture for me. Then what should I do? I said, if you really want to help, now try this. You have some expertise, whatever you are doing in your life, continue to work in the same field. But now, don't work for yourself, for your sake. Whatever you earn, keep a portion of it for your sustenance, and remaining portion you give to any cause. Whatever you respect, don't give to me. And he started that. But Swamiji, how will I get a job? I said, that is my responsibility, don't worry. You try, you will get a job in a month's time. And by God's grace, he got something in Middle East. And he started earning a lot. But he stood to his words. He is to keep a portion for his sustenance, remaining amount he will give to this and that. I said, don't get caught up in any one organization. First, freely distribute wherever you feel there is a need and forget about it. And slowly that dynamic, committed person started unfolding the divinity in him in such a manner that all his friends started, hey, what happened to you? You are totally different. What jadoo you have done? Have you gone to some Babaji? Please take us also. Normally after retirement, people become a problem for the wife and the children. You are an asset. Something is wrong with you. See what a difference it makes. Therefore, learn to lead a life of creative existence where there is no selfish stink in our lifestyle. By that, we grow out of the impact of the tamoguna in our system. Then we are in the rajas. When we are in the rajas, please remember, activity means what? Activity means a perfect balance between participation and withdrawal. That is called as activity. Driving a car means what? Moving the car as well as stopping the car. No, I was driving the car, but then there is somebody coming, so what can I do? I got only driving license, I don't have stopping license. No, it includes both. In the 5th chapter, Bhagavad told Arjuna, when he asked this question, sometimes you are praising the withdrawal from the activity, sometimes you are telling the performance of the activities. Please tell one thing for certain, what should I do? Bhagavad said, Are Dambo, both things are required for life. Eat also and stop eating also. It is very easy to go on eating. And it is very easy to follow only a fast. I can do fast for 21 days. Or I can keep on eating. It is not difficult. Real challenge is eat 3 meals a day around the year and not the same old sandwiches. Wonderful tasty food and have control over your eating. That requires some real guts. Therefore, when we get into activity, keep your freedom. That you are able to withdraw from that activity before the world kicks you out. That is the second aspect. Then only we are wanting to change ourselves. When this doesn't happen, we have the family business and we are the eldest person. And see, Swamiji, my children told them, Papa, you should not go, and so therefore I had to stay. So I said, okay, Baba, I will do only little work, okay, not too much, I can't do anything. Yes, Papa, you do whatever you like to do, but don't withdraw. Okay, I will not withdraw. I will keep only small work with me, okay, signing the checks. You earn. In the spending term, that my signature should come. Look here. Allow the seeds to go away, deposit, and grow into independent, huge trees, which can support many birds, many people. Under a huge tree, no sapling can grow. Be very clear about this. So, we come out of the tamoguna, get into activity rajoguna. But when you are in this active life, always remember and keep your freedom that you have to withdraw by your choice. Now, when you have thus the freedom and you have done your job beautifully well, now take up the third aspect of your life. And what is the third aspect? So many are born. Sasyamiva martya bacchate, sasyamiva jayate punaha. So many of us are born, grow, one day die. Is it all in life? Or there is something higher? The moment you have changed the goal of your life, you have entered the Sattva Guna. And when you have entered the Sattvic life, thereafter, no more coming back. To make this point, in our Bhagavad, etc., many beautiful stories come. If you have read, I told you, I think sometimes, like Bharata, the great king after whom India is named as Bharatvarsha. He was the son of Rishabdev. Now, Rishabdevji Maharaj ruled the world for 10,000 years. He had 101 children. Eldest was Bharat. And he, after ruling for 10,000 years, he handed over the kingdom and everything to his eldest son, went to the forest, withdrew, and led a life of yogic existence. Then his son Bharat, he also ruled for thousands of years. Then he also handed over all his kingdom to his children. He also went in the forest and led a life of absolute austerities. Now what does this mean? This means you may have any amount of prosperity, dynamism, success in this world. That can never give you fulfillment of life. Fulfillment of life can come only if you discover the absolute reality that you are. And once this kindles in your heart, then you are no more the slave of the tamoguna, rajoguna and sattva-guna. Now you are committed only to know one, to know the truth. This is how we have to change our swabhava. Changing our swabhava means ready to grow and evolve from the relative existence to the absolute one. Getting out of the clutches of the virtual reality and getting established in the absolute reality. Discarding the virtual I, the ego, and discovering the actual I, the absolute reality. This is the purpose of our life. And when we have to achieve this, what is required is we become a fit instrument. And when we become the fittest instrument, the absolute will start functioning through us without suffering the limitations of the relativity. Such a person is released while he is alive. For that is the description given, that there are these three types of Shraddha, and those who are under the influence of these three types of Shraddha, their life is oriented according to these three predominant tendency in them. Now when this description is given, it should be very carefully observed, that we don't take out the pencil and say, Gupta ji tamoguni, Kapadia ji mahatamoguni, Mehta ji super tamoguni, me super sattvaguni. It is not meant for that. It is meant for observing our own growth. One person asked a Mahatma ji, Sir, please tell me, how do I know if the God is happy with me or not? Are you happy with yourself? If I was happy with myself, why will I ask you a question? Then God is not happy with you. He is not sitting somewhere. He is very much in your heart. Now, after having told the orientation foundation of life based on these three kinds of Shraddha, now the next one, in the 5th and 6th verse, the teacher says, Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojanaha dhammahankara sanyuktaha kamaraga balanvitaha karshayantas sharirastham bhutagramam achetasaha mam chaivantas sharirastham tan vidhyasura nishchayan. Now the earlier people, whatever they were doing, they were going according to some guidance, whatever they have learned from elders or scriptures. At least they have some kind of guidance. Now there is second category of people. What Arjuna has asked a question, that Ashastra Vihitam, those who are Ye Shastra Vidhi Musrujya Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha, those who have got Shraddha, the strength of Shraddha, but they don't follow the injunctions of the scriptures. Who are they? Those people? Ashastra Vihitam, that which is not sanctioned in our scriptures. Second thing, Ghoram tapaha tapyante ye janaha. Many people you must have seen, torturing themselves is considered as spiritual practice. It is not. If you want to see all these various specimens, you go to these various places like Kumbh Mela, etc. They will be having a lot of, thorns, and they will be smearing their body with dust or the vibhuti, ash, and they will be lying down on that bed of thorns. So in that, who cares? Tapasya. There is no sanction for this kind of tapasya in our scriptures. If you want to torture your body, why do it publicly? Isn't it torture inside your room? No, public should know. And such people, they are extremely jealous of those Mahatmas who are leading a very comfortable life. And they have got only one trump card. Like all the Grihasthas have one trump card against me. Get married and show how to laugh. Isn't it? Only one trump card. So, Ghora tapas, extreme torture, not required. Because what do we want to prove and to whom? See, I can sleep on this thorn bed. In Bombay, in our Jhopadpatti, we also sleep 10, 12 of them in one room in a standing posture. When it is raining, we can't sleep. So we keep away. And then when we go to office, there we take our sleep. Now do you think it is less tapas? See? When the people travel in our Bombay locals, do you think it is less tapas? I can't imagine to go into the locals. Earlier I used to travel. Now I can't go. Because now the fear has gone so deep in me. Once it happened, from then I never go. On the railway station, you all must be traveling now and then. When I traveled, what happened? Stand there and surrender yourself to the Bombayites. They will push you inside. You don't have to do anything. Be passive and you are activated. And when they do like this thing, so I get into the compartment, my khada remains outside. And then after you reach your destination, you don't have to do any effort to come out. They will push you out. And when I came out, because somebody pushed me out, I came outside, lungi remained inside. Now tell me, do you think it is less tapasya? See? To remain with the same wife and same husband throughout life. Do you think it is a less tapasya? To lie down on the iron or the thorn bed and imagine that we are doing tapasya. It is not. This is what Bhagavad says. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojanaha. This is totally contrary. Similarly, this torturing the body, not taking food, only standing. I am not going to sit down. So what you want to do? Be very attentive. This I learned from Swami Akhandanji Maharaj. One of my very close friend, he was having cancer and he died. So when I came to know, so I went and sat with him and I was chanting Mrityunjaya Mahamantra Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarugumya Vandanat Mrityormukshi Yamamrita Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam. I had to take his hand and chant. And one evening I went to Sri Maharaj Sri and I said, I never talked to him, never asked him any questions. So that he said, you want to ask something? I said, yes. Then I told him, this is what I have done. So that he can be relieved of the pain, he can be cured and all that. Have I done good thing or no? He said, whatever you have done is good. But you understand one thing. When you will thus, by your prayer and by your compelling force, tell the Lord to do something which is contrary to His will, you are bringing force on the Lord. That is not the way of a devotee. A devotee is one, Jehi vidhi rakhe Ram, tehi vidhi rahi. Then what should we do under such condition? Go and serve. Simple service. Don't compel that God into a dharma sankat. Let Him work out His own way. We are here only to serve. See how beautiful it is. This kind of tapas, that unless this thing happens, I will not take food. Never do that. Let Him do His job. You serve Him. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapojanaha. Remaining we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.